Bless up, bless up. Welcome to the African Connection Show. Your host, Mr. Juice, or Justo Asikoye, Jabali Afrika. So today in the studio, I have a special guest by the name Karinge Mbugua. This special guest is an artist, is a visual artist that we've worked with at Culture Hub here. He's also under the umbrella of Culture Hub. He also has his own initiatives and other stuff he's been doing around the country. He has drawn a lot of people, from the heads of state, sportsmen, and everybody. He's done the faces of Kenya, and he's going to tell us more of what he's about to do in the next coming years or coming weeks or months. Yeah, Mr. Karinge, welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
It's always a pleasure at Culture Hub.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's every creative dream. The setup is inspiring. It's crazy studio. I think it's one of the best in I think the whole of East Africa. We don't have anything like this anywhere.
Thank you very much.
Kenya, around here, and not even really like the building, you know?
It's the spirit.
The spirit, you know? The vibe.
It's the vibe, my friend.
What really Culture Hub is about, man.
You cannot buy a vibe.
You can't buy a vibe, man. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's always a pleasure, a privilege, I'm humbled to always, you know, have the opportunity to like visit Culture Hub, and just I'm always inspired. Like every time, just you know, looking at the history in the house, and there's just a lot of documentation. It's crazy. It's almost like a museum. It's absolutely insane. I mean, yeah, you know.
Thank you, man. I know what you're saying, my man, because we've been with you for a while, but you become part of the family. You know, if you go around the studio, you're gonna see a part of Karinge's work. You know, he's done an amazing job on the pieces, some couple pieces that we have here, and we're still looking forward to working with him in the near future. I understand today is your big day, man. Today is your birthday.
Oh yeah.
Today is your big day, and we even had a barbecue down there for this guy. You know, Karinge is half Maasai and half Kikuyu. So his father is from the hills of Nanyuki, right?
Of the ranges.
Oh, the ranges.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And his father is a very good chief chef that I've known for a minute. And he's a very good gentleman and very woke person. But Karinge has been teaching me a lot of Maasai culture. You know, we're soon going to be filming stuff from where it comes from. But today we had a barbecue, and we had a barbecue for him. And also, before we proceed, I have to bust a tune for him for his birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I have a gift for you, my man. You know?
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. So this one is a happy birthday song for Mr. Karinge. And if you know this song, or if you know him, you can also wish him a happy birthday. Yeah? Yeah, man. That's my gift for Mr. Karinge.
Wow.
It's a special day. So our Culture Hub here is a free spirit environment. So we don't convert, we don't follow nobody. We just do our thing. If the vibe is right, it's right. Yeah, man. Okay, so Mr. Karinge, yeah, tell us about your, briefly about your artistic journey, and what heights have you, covered?
Oh yeah, man. Thank you so much, Justo, and thanks for the birthday song, man.
Yo, man, you're welcome. We don't have a cake, but at least I have a goat rib.
Oh yeah.
I have a goat rib for this guy.
We just had the crazy barbecue, you know, couple of ribs, you know, nothing crazy, but you know, it's always, you know, beautiful to just enjoy life.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's been a crazy journey. And speaking of a birthday and the artistic journey,
Yeah, man.
seriously, like, you know, also turning, you know, 30 years for me is or doesn't even a year older to where I am right now in life. It's a benchmark for me in many levels.
Yeah.
You know, I believe maybe some people beg to differ, but I believe I've accomplished so much.
Yeah, big 3-0.
Yeah,
It's called the big 3-0.
I've accomplished so much in life, you know. I've survived. You know what I mean?
I know you're a bushman.
Yeah, I've survived, and I've done, you know, some things that, you know, I couldn't have imagined like I could be able to do. You say maybe like a couple of 5 years ago. So yeah, it's a benchmark for me in many levels, and I love the fact that we are able to, you know, to support each other in these artistic journeys.
Yeah, man.
Especially mine, like it's really like, you can say, starting out and doing, you know, things that I believe they are going to be significant in the future of, say, especially arts, in visual arts and other arts that are involved in creativity that I'm involved in, because it's not really like only visual arts. Huh? So yeah, it's been a crazy journey. I started out doing like portraiture artworks and just commission work, and I came up with the Faces of Kenya project.
Yeah, man.
And you know, the idea, most people didn't like understand the idea behind it. I had a lot of ideas behind it before, like Faces of Kenya, like just to display the country. I believe in people so much. So when I thought about Faces of Kenya, actually when I thought about a project, I thought about people, because people make the world go around, right? Like people make things happen. I mean, you as part of Jabali Afrika, you made Culture Hub happen. It couldn't happen without you. So when I see Culture Hub, I see Justo that made Culture Hub happen. So I feel like you're significant in that kind of way. So that's why I did the Faces of Kenya, because I felt like there are Kenyans who are significant in particular kind of ways that made certain things to happen. So I think people are the driving force for, you know, change.
The spirit,
you know, if it's in politics, if it's in sports, if it's in music, if it's in arts, just name it. So I felt like if I put it together in one piece, like I would make everybody see that, you see, like for example, like if you say Kenya or a particular, you know, discipline in arts, like this is what it's about, you know, this is what these people have done, and maybe it's an example that we can follow. Yeah.
I believe so, because the arts speak volumes.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I know. I don't know if you ever thought about, because I know the Faces of Kenya evolves, but also, according to me, there's one thing that I know. If you wanna know, or if you don't know where, there's a saying that says, if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're headed. Because we have to know, I don't know if you've ever thought about doing the peoples of the past, where we came from, where our great and great-great-grandpas came from. I don't know if you've ever thought about doing stories like those, because arts speak volumes. If you look at, for example, ancient Egypt, I don't even have to go to Egypt. Even around here, if you can look around into some caves, because I believe East Africa is the cradle of mankind. You always see there's caves, there's drawings in the caves, like that goes back to thousands of years, right?
Yeah.
And we know these are the foundations that actually drives us as a people. I've never thought of coming up with something similar to that. You know, yes, you're somebody who was born in this age, but it does not mean you have to just go from where you started. You have to dig back from where you came from, where we came from. It's, for example, like even with the music that we play.
Absolutely.
I was not born in the 1900s or whatever. But I know the music that was being played from that time through research. Have you ever thought of something like that?
Absolutely, Justo, absolutely. Because one thing I think that embodies a people or a culture or a generation is its history. Because I think like most of everything that's art related or artistic, there's the roots of it. That's why like they call, like, you see the roots reggae. That's why they call the roots music.
Meaning foundation.
The foundation for all this, and everything has its roots. So when I was launching Faces of Kenya, it was more like a timely project because we had 2017 elections, and it kind of started out as a peace initiative project. I dubbed it as so initially, but I knew the idea behind it was really like Faces of Kenya, but it was like Peace Initiative project featuring the Faces of Kenya. So that's what I was putting it out like during that particular time with the situation that the country was in. That we always go through, every election cycle, and
which is very sad,
which is crazy. It's I don't know. I hope it's something that's going to change in the future.
And that goes back to the mindset and also those politicians that incite people, against each other, because those kind are there.
Absolutely, and I think the youth, we also have our role cut out for us. To really like digress and look at things, in a sober way, and just have a particular direction with things. Like not really just getting pushed around to do anything. Out here because of this crazy stuff of politics. And stuff.
Well, that's good, man.
Yeah. Oh, speaking about the history, the past. So we had a long discussion with you and Alan Donovan, with the African Heritage House a couple of weeks ago with the proposal for the project, and I have to say thank you also. We had Nairobi Gallery, put on ground for us.
That's the oldest building in Nairobi.
In Nairobi to showcase, which is still unbelievable for me. I don't know. I really have to let it sink in and step up to the plate. It's crazy, but So the proposal was because we're gonna put a new faces. It's not new. It's Faces of Kenya, but we're really looking at like the real Faces of Kenya.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like now the history, how it started, how they made it. How we got to where we are.
Oh yeah, because we must have come from somewhere.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, that's a great.
So you better watch it out at Nairobi Gallery. The oldest building in Nairobi, right? It's insane.
It's the oldest.
I'm going to have a tour of it like in a couple of days.
And it's also at point zero, Nairobi point zero, where the miles start counting. That's where Nairobi Gallery is. Many people don't know that's point zero. Yeah, many people don't know that, but you have to dig, man. You have history, a lot of history, but people don't. You pass there every day, but you don't know what those buildings represent.
And they even have a stone, a plate.
It's right there, but not many people know. Yeah, history, man. You might think you know, but you don't know. It's a learning process.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have to go back and forth to pave way for ourselves, as Africans too, and as Kenyans. All these things of division, it needs to be clear by learning our past. History deep back way, like 5-10 generations. All these things are not. Our great grandfathers were not people to waste stuff. I feel like today's Kenyans, we are people who are taking things for granted. I feel that way because we don't even teach our kids history, and I don't know if the schools are still teaching it.
It's crazy.
Because out there, I'll tell you, I'm sorry to catch you a little bit. I've done a lot of tours.
Absolutely. Over 1,000,000 miles.
Over 1,000,000 miles. Touring.
In the US.
In the US alone. And there's one thing I came to find out. You might think like the US school system only teaches them European history. But I came to find out the programs that I've been doing I've been teaching kids, European kids, Caucasian kids, I've been teaching them all kinds. Chinese, American, Korean, Latinos, white kids. We've been teaching them how to play African drums. And I'm wondering why we're taking these things for granted here. Because I've never seen those programs here. They're not taken seriously. But in countries like the West, because we love to copy the West a lot, they're doing this stuff. They have money put on the side for these programs. You understand?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I just wish things like this, the government would consider, putting these classes in place and this program. Music is very important. You cannot just be doing maths, sciences, and all these things.
Yeah.
Because for me, yes, I did all these subjects in school, but you find out music actually is what made me.
What's made the culture have now.
Yeah, we need to look at the talents early and nurture them, and try to support them.
Yeah, learning about Jabali Afrika's journey and what you guys have been able to accomplish in the past years in traveling more than 1,000,000 miles in the US alone. I have so much respect for Jabali Afrika, for the kind of work that they put in and what the example that they even set for a past generation, and a future one, for what musicians can really achieve. It's unbelievable. I don't think we've had that kind of success ever since Jabali, honestly. We never had any other touring band, musicians travel more than a tour, actually performing more than 1,000,000 miles, let alone anywhere in the world. It's absolutely crazy, and that made me it's every time I think about it, and it gets me wow. It's really, it's always an honor.
Let me tell you what, whenever I think about those miles, I don't know if I can do them. I just feel tired, right? Instantly. I just get tired. But another thing is when you're doing music, you don't know. But when you're covering this type of miles and these types of, doing all these type of tours and concerts, you meet a lot of people. I've met a lot of people from all cultures. I'm not saying all kinds, but mainly a lot of cultures. I've met a lot of people from different backgrounds. And I respect culture because it's a way of life. Culture is not, and I keep on repeating this thing, is not wearing feathers and wearing skin and all. No, people get it wrong. Culture is a way of life, and culture evolves every 100 years. At least something new comes out, it pops up, but it evolves in a good way. So if it evolves from your actions, then it is your culture.
Oh, yeah.
Rather than adapting to someone else's culture. Because if you adapt for someone else, for someone else's culture, it's like someone imposing their will on you. There's no way you can change yourself. You can't change yourself, man.
Absolutely.
Or make somebody change you. Somebody cannot change you. You are you. You are you. Karinge is Karinge. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this thing is I really appreciate, at least there's people who appreciate us like that. But yeah, man, and in the artistic world, again, I'm going back to the visual arts world. What would you see yourself maybe in the next 5 years, but the next 3 years? 5 years is long, because we have to. It's a process.
Oh, yeah.
The activity must go on. What do you see yourself? Because you mentioned about the Nairobi Gallery.
Oh, yeah.
That's a hell of a job, of course.
Oh yeah.
But what do you see yourself doing in the next maybe 2 years?
Right now.
Do you see yourself even going outside and showcasing your artistic work outside this country or outside this continent?
Absolutely. I have, I hope I have an enormous amount of confidence, especially with the hands that I'm in right now, the Culture Hub, and what we have already been able to do in that short period of time. And I believe like we can have even bigger visions for Culture Hub as a unit that pushes arts and creativity, all these involved with all forms of creativity and art forms. And I think also what we had established earlier with the initiative on art itself, because being an artist, I really like understand what it takes or what embodies arts or visual arts and the journeys that artists take, because it's pretty much the same. Like we're born the same. If sorry to say Picasso, which is not a really good example of of art history with us as Africans. But I'll say
it doesn't tell our stories, man.
It doesn't tell our story.
Yeah.
But I'll say, for example, I know the artists that I've interacted with, we have like over 200 that are already identifying around Vipaji Initiative as the organization. And I always get these journeys, and some of them are just students in school and practicing art, but they're just born artists with the creativity in mind.
Yeah.
And we have the same journeys, and I always tell them like, we have the same journeys. We just have to develop concepts in different ways to diversify and push our artworks. Also to different societies that really like embrace, arts. Like it's unfortunate that we come from, an environment like Kenya that, we collaborated with Culture Hub. We had a presentation last year at the Ministry of Arts, trying to put across, a sort of like a formula of how we can have, I would say maybe Vipaji Initiative was, I can say inexperienced because we've not been there around for a long time, but I know we have what it takes because we are creative. But putting along Culture Hub and the ministry really not seeing the bigger vision, we are working with an institution of people who have been touring for years, more than 30 years, more than 1 million miles, the best that you can ever have. And they really like just, I don't know, push it to the side. I can't understand, what they need to get things running, which is crazy because it's unfortunate that we really have,
we have to go through.
Yeah, we have to go through
all these
kind of stuff.
Yeah, man, I totally understand because for me, in America, I'm a foreigner. You understand me? But I wonder how things work smoothly when I'm there. You see, I'm a Kenyan, but I'm trying to bring what I've been giving American kids and European kids, for over 25 years. But you come into your own country, you're trying to bring these ideas, but people don't see the bigger picture. So, but in the other words, I can say, we're still going to do our stuff because we're doing it right from the heart. You understand me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to make profit from this stuff, but we want to leave something behind, at least our kids included can learn something from there and pick something from there.
Absolutely.
For all those who care, I know many people love the arts. The arts speak volumes. The arts speak about the culture. The arts speak about the lifestyle of any place on earth. They say, and I remember, Imasekela told me this thing, if you want to know a place, if you want to learn about a place or a country faster, listen to the music. Listen to the music that comes from there. Then you're going to learn those people quickly than going to an individual and asking them questions. Go listen to the music first. You're going to know where the mindset is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you don't have to go through all these things for people to see. Because when we started even doing music, it was not a big deal to a lot of people. A lot of people looked down on us. But we ended up going all over the world, just doing music. So you can't tell me, oh, I've never been there. everything is visible. You come to the studio, you see there's things here. There's videos, there's newspaper cuttings, there's all kinds of stuff. There's music, you know. You feel me? But we're coming back home here to give back to the community. But the community still is looking on the other side. But we can't stop doing what we love doing. We're gonna continue the same way we start. Yeah, man.
Absolutely, it's very inspirational to say the least. Super inspirational to just see that just simple guys from Nairobi can make a huge difference in something of in arts and creativity, especially in music, which is not really like an easy art form to get out there and make ends meet. But so to speak, I want to say thank you so much for everything, for everything that we've been trying to do together, for just embracing the ideas, being really open-minded with some of our new stuff that we really think that can make something happen.
Yeah.
But I think in the long run, we're gonna have to also educate a lot of people who are the larger population, and also they also have their roles cut out for them, to understand that what it takes to forge a successful future for also their own kids.
Yeah.
By looking at stuff coming together and looking at, we don't really need leaders who are just single people.
Yeah.
To come up out front and tell us all of you guys, you really need to walk this way.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense to me when you're the masses, the majority.
Yeah.
You can come up together and say,
and maybe they want you to follow the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it doesn't, because most of these guys, sorry to say, we're living in a society nowadays of people who are just, they don't have any vision. They're just people who are placed to do certain things in society. They're not true leaders.
Yeah.
They're not true leaders amongst us. If they were true leaders, then we'd be seeing a very huge difference.
Yeah, definitely. Because they say purpose. Once you find your purpose, then there's nothing to worry. Everything goes towards that. If your purpose is to steal, then you're gonna go that direction. If your purpose is about positive vibration, we're gonna head that way. But we believe positive vibration beats everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. That's a spirit.
Yeah.
You understand? a positive spirit outweighs the negative spirit.
Same way the light outweighs the darkness.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely.
So that is just the rule of nature. It goes like that. Yeah, in the meantime, let me give you a hook. This song we call it Generic.
Absolutely.
Because it's your birthday.
It's my favorite song.
I know. I know. This Jamal loves Generic. But let me give him that small jump to calm down the heat.
Oh yeah.
You feel me? It's your birthday, my man. Yeah, man. Yeah, this is Culture Hub. And we're free and fair. You flow like a river. The river flows and finds its way. You can't stop a river,
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
atema oiva mukunga wanje nyasaye sikonanga mane terere dingo terere dingo terere dingo terere mane. This song, you know what it means? This song is warning. It's like, you know that mentality of those country folks sometimes, some of them.
Yeah.
When they think like you're gone for good and you're lost in the modern, modern cities.
I know the story of Nigeria.
Yeah, this story is common, right? You know the story.
Homecoming.
Yeah, those country folk try to steal people's land. You know, I don't know what's up with that, man.
The video is crazy. It's that video is like it's almost 10 years now, right?
Yeah, it's almost 10 years.
That video is just
Actually, it's more than 10 years.
It's more than
11 years.
It's self-explanatory. You can check it out on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
You know, when I watched that video at that time, you know that it was shot and created because I'm also a videographer,
yeah.
a filmmaker. You know, practicing. I've been doing it for a couple of years now. But when I look at it and I see the creativity and you know the level of detail and the story behind it, that was a crazy.
It's a crazy one.
That's a crazy.
And it's very common in Africa because I've always, you know, sometimes I've come across people even from Nigeria because the beat,
yeah,
or even from Ghana. They say that this is high life music. I'm telling them no, this is Kenyan music. It's not high life, you know. But although the styles are similar, African styles are similar. So they tell me, and I tell them the story, and they say it's common in Africa.
Yeah, it's
people like to steal land.
You know, some side property.
You go away for like 10 years. Somebody thinks you left,
yeah.
And then they start stealing your piece of land slowly by slowly.
Yeah, and other property too.
Yeah, other property.
Livestock.
Yeah, livestock and all that stuff, man. So when you come back, they're like, wow, this guy's still alive, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know, we need to stop anyway. Yeah, man.
Jelele, thank you so much.
You're welcome, man.
I love the sound on Jelele. I also love the visuals. It's on YouTube, Jelele by Jabali Afrika. The visuals is, for that particular time until now, it's crazy. It's on another level. I love it, seriously.
Yeah.
I love the visual, the storyline is self-explanatory.
Thanks.
Now, not to mention the sound.
Yeah.
The sound is
glorious.
It's glorious. It's absolutely, it's crazy. It's Jabali Afrika.
This is we tell our stories, man. Because this actually was a story of my father, my uncles, man. Look, uncles, man. Uncles.
I know.
They're the number one people that start that crowd. You go away for 5 years. Somebody thinks like you left, you know, and they start giving themselves liberty. You're invading your stuff and all that, yeah. But yeah, we need to stop, man. Those habits are not good. Uncles, kaini rada sana.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So in the closing, we can talk here till tomorrow because I know you reason like an old man. I always call you. Karinge actually is an old soul. He reasons. That's the good thing of hanging out. You know, Maasai people, I admire the Maasai culture a lot. You know, myself, I'm a Luya. But I know African culture is kind of similar. But I like the communal way of how Maasais raise their kids because they are raised by the community. Yeah, it's not an individual task. It's a community thing, and that's man. We've lost that, man. We've lost that.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think most of the cultures, anyway, it used to be that.
Yeah, I know you're not saying like you go there to go look for goats. There's Maasais who are educated. A lot of them are educated. Karinge is educated. His father is educated. He's gone around the world, you know, doing what he does. You know, and I've met a lot of people. I've met a lot of Maasai people, and they're doing great. They're doing a lot of great work. Some of it is not even highlighted, but they're doing it for the community. You know, that's what matters. You know, what they're doing to the community is what matters. You don't have to highlight all this stuff and tell the whole world, whoa, what, you're all over, I don't know where. You know, they just be doing it silently. You know, like the one that Alan was telling us. I didn't know what he's done. He's actually, he has projects in Masailand.
Oh yeah.
He builds schools and all those centers for the community, man. You know, I was surprised. You know, I didn't know there was a guy who was doing a lot of work there. I forgot his name, but we're soon going to visit him. We are going to ask for more information, and we're going to highlight this kind of stuff. You know, yeah, man. So in closing, what would you? Because we've said stuff about the government. What would you, now let's not say the government. What would you tell your fellow artists? Because if I was to stay in Kenya crying about the government every day, I would still be here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can't wait for people to come give you handouts. But what would you tell your fellow artists? You know, what would they do? Because, you know, for themselves. And what advice would you tell them to where you've reached right now? I know you're an old soul. You're wise enough to give them something to work on.
Yeah, thank you so much. You know, I mean, I'm not the smartest artist like I am. Like, I don't have like a master plan, you know. I don't have like a master plan, but I think over the years, there's a couple of things that I've learned about society in general, the regions of where we are placed in, you know, in this particular part of the world, the outside world. I've learned a lot from you guys with the United States and how art and, you know, creativity works around there and the systems put in place and how artists are working around. I've learned from a lot of people who are even my friends. Yeah. Some of them are in UK, some of them are in you know, Japan also. Other guys that are really out there. I like to collect information and like just try to understand how we're going to diversify. But what I can say is I think artists should also, like, you know, start coming up with, you know, different ways to diversify, not really their trade, but their way of trade, of art. You know, like what for example, I can give an example, because an example is what we did with Vipaji. Vipaji was my initiative, it was my dream. Yeah. I thought I should have something that can push, you know, art to the next level, because throughout my process in art and trying to push out different initiatives, I realized that was lacking, something to, you know, put this art or an artist or a particular project with particular artists on the next stage. Yeah. So we came up with, I came up with a couple of my friends. It's really an idea like I had a couple of years ago. A digital platform, because let's face it, we have to move with the times.
Yes.
It's a digital world right now. So I came up with the idea like we are going to have a digital platform which is going to be ours, where we're going to have a platform where artists can put out their work and millions of people around the world can see it, and those who can buy it, and it has an integrated, you know, buying platform. You can use credit card and all that. Yeah. And we're also developing a way of shipping. And as soon as we have really like enough resources to do that, we're going to do it. Like we have how we can ship and how we can create trust in the international community, that they can just come in, pick any art that they love from whoever artist. It doesn't matter if you started practicing art yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a talent you have and you can create something that somebody likes, somebody can just buy.
Art is art.
Art is art, and you can make money out of it. Mm-hmm. You know, if it's not something that somebody wants to buy, then it's not going to be bought. Mm-hmm. But if it's something good, then people are going to buy it. It's just a simple concept. So if you're an artist, you get on the platform, put out your work, and also by putting out your work in different other platforms, I just thought it would be a good international platform. Because let's face it, we live in a society that I think that really doesn't appreciate art that much. We have a couple of people who appreciate art, but you know, it's not enough numbers to have artists, to have our artists,
Yeah.
you know, really
Make a living.
make a living
Out of it.
You know, like in the Western world.
Man.
Yeah, I don't have like a real master plan like I give everybody, but that's what I try to do with the guys I was trying to work with. Just put them together and try to push something forward. And I can say we had some help from Nairobi Women Rep, Esther Pasaris. We had a chat, you know, we presented it with whatever the county offers in our office, and it's not something common to find people like them really having a vision for it.
Yeah.
And I respected that from her.
Yeah, I was there. And
Yeah,
I know she saw something, you know.
Yeah, she saw something in it, and she even told me like, Karinge, you know, I saw this in France when I went to visit my daughter in France. You know, I go to Belgium and I see them do this kind. You can also, you know, do this and this and that.
Another thing, in other
She even
words,
has
it's
ideas.
you're exposed. You know,
Yeah.
you know, exposure is very important. you
Yeah,
know.
I really respected the fact that she really put that kind of effort in trying to make, and we did a big show at the Railways Museum.
I was there.
Yeah, she's
I will talk to her, you know.
Yeah, you were part of it.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. So so that's the idea. If we can have you know, partners who are really having the vision, and we can also have you can also have your own personal initiative. It doesn't have to be mine.
Yeah, because those things that you're saying, I've done a lot of those shows during our travels. But there's one that I can highlight that we did during the 50th Smithsonian, you know, anniversary.
Oh yeah, in Washington.
The Kenyan, it was the Kenyan, we featured the Kenyan team and the Chinese team. But yeah, it was a kind of a little, I wish just things like that would happen. The mall is about, the one in Washington DC, is about a mile long. You know, we had Kenya featured there. Yeah, it's about a mile. It's a mile long, Smithsonian. You know, having that big platform and then you end up not representing yourself very well. And there was over 1 million people that graced the Smithsonian during that summer. It was something that was good, but we lacked a little bit of professionalism on our side because there was a little bit of hitches, you understand? But still it happened. But I wish these things would happen here. But regardless, we're going to do them with or without support. We're going to do them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're going to happen.
Absolutely.
Because it's what we love doing. So we're going to do it even if we collect 10 people, 50 people, it's still numbers.
We're going to do it anyway.
We're going to do it anyway. Yeah, to satisfy our soul.
Absolutely.
Yeah man, yeah man, yeah man.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Karinge. Always good having you around. You know, this place, you know, it's about a vibe. We don't have no formula vibing here because whatever is coming out of your mouth, we believe is coming from the Most High. You understand? So, yeah man. So Karinge, once again, it's his birthday. And I'm hoping, he's an old soul. So we're hoping for the best in the coming future. In the coming days, whichever, you know, we know Jaja is with us. And until next time, Mr. Juice Man, and this is the African Connection. We out.